Storytel presents The Müritz Women, written by Astrid Harrewijn, translated from Dutch by Yvonne Perks, read by Caitlin Sloan, Eva-Marie Becker, and Cecily Bednar Schmidt. Part 1. Belle.
I'm met with a surge of commotion and the rattling of suitcases when I walk into Los Angeles Airport's departure hall. I join the queue for the check-in desk and suddenly find myself thinking about my dad. He's a professor of higher mathematics and once mapped out the amount of travel movements during a random public holiday with the help of a complicated mathematical formula. This mathematical masterpiece is on display in my parents' dining room. It's huge and consists of a chaos of small black dots. My brother Thomas always refers to the work as needless travel brutality, but my dad is incredibly proud of it. I glance at my mobile and send Thomas a quick text to let him know everything is going smoothly, and I instantly receive a reply, saying he'll be waiting for me in front of Boston Airport's exit. A 5 3/4-hour flight, followed by a 2.5-hour drive, but then I'll be able to enjoy a long weekend back in our family home in Vermont, the place which is inextricably linked to my childhood memories. My grandma bought the beautiful holiday home in Vermont 40 years ago, with the intention of escaping Boston's hustle and bustle every now and then. Over the years, it became the house where we would all get together as a family and spend many of our holidays and weekends. I absolutely adored those endless summers, chilling in the hammock on the veranda and those cozy winters by the open fire. I learned to sail on the lake and got to grips with skiing in the mountains. I was kissed for the very first time by the baker's son, and secretly smoked cigarettes with Thomas in our tree hut. Nancy, our nanny and ever-loyal housekeeper, would bake cakes. My mum devoured numerous books, and we would go on endless walks with our dad, with him always insisting he was completely lost. Just thinking back to those lovely times is enough to put a smile on my face. My flight suffers no delays, and I arrive in Boston on time. Some modest honking tells me where my brother's waiting for me. Personally, I would undoubtedly have gone for maximum horn power, followed by loud shouting from the window. But not Thomas. The fact that we are literally like chalk and cheese remains a mystery to me to this day. We were born on the same day, although admittedly he is a whole 3 minutes older. You managed to survive it then. My brother greets me with a light kiss on the cheek and then hugs me tightly. It wasn't too bad. There have definitely been days with more needless travel brutality, I reply. My brother laughs his short, hiccuping laugh. And, he asks, whilst frowning at me, ready for your gap year? Can someone ever be ready for a trip that lasts an entire year? I say whilst laughing. You certainly can. He gives me a friendly nudge on my upper arm. You've been preparing for this for 4 years. I stare out of the window and watch the landscape fly past. My brother's right. I've been working towards this gap year for the past 4 years. Years of preparation, including extra jobs alongside my studies, to make sure I could save up enough for this trip of a lifetime. It was the juicy carrot I'd dangle in front of myself. Plenty of hard work and studying now, then enjoy your travels. I would shout it from the rooftops and tell anyone who was willing to listen. And in just over a week's time, it's finally going to happen. Do you think I should have postponed my trip? I suddenly blurt out. Why? He looks at me in surprise. Because it's only been a couple of months since Grandma died, and Mom is still struggling to come to terms with it all. I pause briefly. And obviously because she's most definitely not fond of the idea of me traveling around the world. And it goes without saying, I don't want to make this time any harder for her than it already is. I take in a deep breath. Too many words in a single sentence. Yes, but postponing your trip isn't going to take those worries away from her, Belle. It's going to happen at some point. At the end of the day, we can't stop you from going. He winks at me and then says, and we're all missing Grandma. That's something we're just going to have to learn to live with. I cast a quick glance at my brother.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?